Good morning students. Sai Ram. Welcome back to our Science B period. So children, this lesson I will start a new lesson, chapter number 8. Name of the chapter is Useful and Harmful Microbes. So children, this lesson we are going to discuss about microorganisms. What is meant by microorganisms? What are the characteristics and what are the useful and harmful microbes? Children, are you ready? Shall I start? First, here I have given here the small definition of microorganisms. Okay, what are microorganisms? So micro means minute, that means small, very small. Organisms means living things. Small living things, that is called what? Microorganisms. That means we can't see with naked eye, we can see with the help of microscope. Okay, so microorganisms are minute organisms that are invisible to the naked eye. Okay, so microorganisms, that is very minute organisms that are invisible to the naked eye. Then how we can observe? We can observe with the help of microscope. Okay, I hope you understood what is the definition of microorganisms. Shall I go to next? Next, we are going to discuss about characteristics of microorganisms. Microorganisms are so small that they can only be seen under a microscope. Okay, and next point is these include a huge range of organisms such as, so that microorganisms contains that huge range of organisms such as bacteria, virus, fungi, algae and protozoa, etc. Okay, these microbes can be beneficial as well as harmful in many ways. So that microorganisms include a huge range, that means bacteria, virus, fungi, algae and protozoa. So these microorganisms are classified into two groups, that is useful microorganisms and harmful microorganisms. That only we are going to discuss in this chapter. Are you ready, children? Yes, where it is present. That microorganisms, where it is present, that microorganisms are present in everywhere. So you see here, the air we breathe, the food we eat, the water we drink, and the floor where we stand. Now you are sitting in on the chair, isn't it? On the chair also microorganisms are present. So everything around us is inhabited by some or the other type of microorganisms. So where that microorganisms are present? Yes, it is present in everywhere. Okay, they are even present inside of our body also. Can you believe this? Yes, microorganisms are present on your skin and your mouth and your alimentary canal. Microorganisms are present inside of your body also. Okay, so microorganisms are present in everywhere. Understood, children? Yes. So few microorganisms can also withstand extreme conditions like a place as hot as boiling water. So few microorganisms are present in the hot water also, or a place as cold as ice. Understood now? So some microorganisms are found alone and others are found in colonies. So some kind of microorganisms are found in alone, and some microorganisms are in colonies. That means group of microorganisms are present. Okay, understood now? So let us have an overview of useful and harmful microorganisms. Today I will teach you useful microorganisms. Okay. Useful microorganisms, in your book 3 microorganisms are given. Yes, lactobacilli, rhizobium and yeast. So children, see here, first one, today I will teach you about lactobacilli. So next session I will teach rhizobium and yeast. Okay, can you say the name of these microorganisms? Yes, lactobacilli, rhizobium and yeast. So today what we are going to study? Yes, very good, lactobacilli. Shall I start? So lactobacilli, and how we can observe with the help of that microscope this lactobacilli. See here one procedure I will explain here. Smear a drop of buttermilk on a glass slide. So you have to put a small amount of buttermilk. Okay. So stain it with methylene blue and put a cover slip over it. So you have to put a small stain, that stain name is what? Methylene blue, and put a cover slip over it. So that slide you have to observe with the help of the microscope. You will see that time blue color rod shaped organism. So that is nothing but lactobacilli. Okay, so where it is present? Yes, buttermilk. So buttermilk you have to take, and you have to take on the slide. Afterwards you have to add one few drop of that methylene blue. Afterwards what will happen? Yes, you have to cover it with a cover slip, and you have to observe with the help of the microscope. That time you will see blue rod shaped organism. So that is nothing but what? Yes, lactobacilli. See here children, this is the diagram of, this is the picture of lactobacilli. Okay, it is a rod shape. Okay. So what is lactobacilli? A minute and a rectangular, that means rod shape. Okay, in rectangular in shape bacteria, blue rod shaped organism that are anaerobic bacteria. So lactobacilli is what? It is a bacteria, okay, that are anaerobic. Already I have told what is meant by anaerobic. Yes, without oxygen they can produce energy. So that can produce energy without the use of oxygen are called lactobacilli. So here through this slide, what did you get? Yes, it is a minute, that means lactobacilli is a minute rectangular in shape bacteria. It is a bacteria, and what is the shape of this bacteria? Rod shape. And it is anaerobic or aerobic? Yes, this bacteria is an anaerobic. Without oxygen it can produce energy. So children, can you say now? It is a rod shaped bacteria, and it is an anaerobic bacteria that can produce energy without the use of oxygen. Understood now lactobacilli? Yes. Now, how is yogurt made from milk? So you know very well that milk, isn't it? That milk, from the milk only we are getting yogurt. How it is that milk, how that milk is converted into yogurt? What exactly happens in this process? Today we will see. Understood children? Shall I go to next? So how that milk is converted into yogurt? Before that you have to study one process. That process name is fermentation. So fermentation means, fermentation is an anaerobic process. That means without oxygen they can produce energy, in which energy can be released from glucose even if oxygen is not available. So fermentation is nothing but it is an anaerobic process. So what exactly happened in this process? Energy is released without oxygen. From where that energy is released? Yes, from glucose. Okay, so see here, during the fermentation process what will happen? That carbohydrate it contains starch and sugar, that already you know, isn't it? So the starch and sugar, it is converted into alcohol or acid. So during the fermentation process, the starch or sugar, it is converted into acid or alcohol. That is what fermentation process. So fermentation is anaerobic process. Okay, that carbohydrate, that means glucose, that is converted into, yes, starch or sugar, it is converted into acid or alcohol. It is an aerobic or anaerobic process? It is an anaerobic process. Understood children? Shall I go to next? So now we will see how the milk is converted into yogurt. So what exactly happened in that process? So first step is the lactobacilli, that is the bacteria, useful bacteria that converts the lactose. Where the lactose is present, that is the sugar in the milk. So see here, that milk contains one sugar, that is lactose. The name of the sugar of the milk is what? Lactose, into lactic acid. So first process is the lactobacilli converts the lactose that is in the sugar in the milk into the lactic acid. This process is known as fermentation. This process is known as what? Fermentation. Already I told fermentation means what? Anaerobic process. In this process, sugar is converted into acid. Okay, here which sugar is converted into which acid? Yes, lactose, that is a sugar, and that sugar is converted into lactic acid. So sugar is converted into acid, that means lactose is converted into lactic acid with the help of lactobacilli. This process is known as fermentation. This is the first step of, yes, milk is converted into yogurt. Next step, what will happen? Yes, after this fermentation process, what will happen? Following this, the pH of milk reduces. Why it is reduces? Yes, lactic acid is formed. So pH level is reduced. Okay, resulting in the coagulation of milk proteins. So when the pH of the milk is reduced, afterwards what will happen? Resulting in the coagulation of milk proteins. The milk protein is separated from that milk. Okay, so first step is what, children? Yes, that is first step is fermentation. So lactic, that lactose, that is sugar, it contains where? Yes, milk. That lactose is converted into lactic acid in the presence of lactobacilli. This process is called fermentation. Next step is what? Following this fermentation, the pH of milk is reduced. So resulting in the coagulation of milk proteins. Understood? So third step is, this also separates the milk proteins from the other milk constituents. So milk contains many constituents, so that milk protein is separated from the milk constituents because of the lactobacilli. This is what occurs when milk is changed into yogurt. So you already know that milk is in liquid form, but yogurt it is semi-liquid, isn't it? Because of the coagulation process. Next one is what? Yogurt has specific sour taste because of lactic acid. So yogurt contains lactic acid. Why it is lactic acid? Yes, during the fermentation process, the lactose, that milk contains lactose, that lactose is converted into lactic acid in the yogurt. That's why lactic acid is present in yogurt. Because of the lactic acid, what is the taste of yogurt? You know very well, isn't it? That is, yes, sour taste. Sour taste because of lactic acid, and the low pH helps to destroy the harmful microbes found in the milk. Okay, children, understood? I hope you understood. First step is what? Fermentation. Afterwards, following this fermentation, what will happen? Yes, that is coagulation of proteins. That means separate the milk proteins from other milk constituents. Afterwards, what will happen? Yogurt is formed. So yogurt has specific sour taste because of lactic acid and the low pH. That pH of yogurt is low. Because of that, it helps to destroy the harmful microbes found in the milk. Understood, children? Shall I go to next? Next one is uses of lactobacilli. So lactobacilli is the rod shaped bacteria, anaerobic bacteria, isn't it? And how the yogurt is converted into milk is converted into yogurt, that also we saw. Now we are going to discuss about uses of lactobacilli. Are you ready? So here, children, first point is what? Uses of lactobacilli. There are several milk products that can be obtained by fermentation of milk. They include ghee, yogurt, cheese, buttermilk, Shrikand, and more. Okay, so these many milk products we are getting with the help of the fermentation of milk. So for that fermentation, which bacteria is used? Yes, lactobacilli. Next one is, lactobacilli fermentation is used to produce cider, that means fermented apple juice. Fermented apple juice and cocoa, that means the cocoa powder. Nowadays we are getting the cocoa powder, cocoa drinks. So that also it contains lactobacilli. And vegetable pickles and so on a large scale. Okay, this is the second uses of lactobacilli. Third one is, along with some other microbes, that means lactobacilli, other microbes and lactobacilli are used to treat abdominal infection. So if you are having any that abdominal infection, we will take that some yogurt, because yogurt contains what? Lactobacilli. It will, yes, lactobacilli are used to treat abdominal infection. Sometimes we can see the inflammation of our stomach, so that time we have to take yogurt. Okay, why we should take yogurt? Yes, yogurt contains lactobacilli, so it will reduce our abdominal infection. Understood, children? Next one is, lactobacilli is used to ferment leavened fodder. Okay, so lactobacilli is used to ferment leavened fodder given to domestic cattle such as cows and buffaloes. So that leavened fodder means the ferment leavened fodder. It is that where which one is used here? Lactobacilli. So that fodder is given to, yes, domestic animals because of that health. So if you are giving that leavened fodder to that animal, it will be healthy. Okay. Next one is lactobacilli fermentation process is useful for wine and certain kinds of breads. Understood, children? Shall I go to next? Next one is what is mean by probiotic yogurt and other foodstuffs that are popular nowadays. So children, nowadays we will get many things, probiotic food products we are getting from this shop. So what are the uses of that? Say here, useful microbes. So that probiotic eatables, it contains useful microbes like lactobacilli are added to these eatables. So such eatables are healthy. Why it is healthy? Because they kill the harmful bacteria like Clostridium in the alimentary canal and help to improve our immunity. So why we should take this probiotic eatables? Because it contains what? Useful microbes like lactobacilli are added to these eatables. Such eatables are healthy. Why it is healthy? Because they kill the harmful bacteria like Clostridium. What is the name of this harmful bacteria? Yes, Clostridium in the alimentary canal and help to improve our immunity also. Okay, so that's why we should take probiotic eatables. It contains useful microorganisms. Can you say the name of the microorganism? Yes, lactobacilli. Understood, children? To do recap, okay, small recap about this session. What we studied is organisms. What is meant by microorganisms? It is a minute living organisms we can't see with naked eye. We can see with the help of microscope. And what are the characteristics of microorganisms? Okay, what are the microorganisms? Microorganisms that name also we saw: bacteria, virus, fungi, algae and protozoa. And some microorganisms are found in separate and alone. Some microorganisms are found in first one what we saw, some microorganisms, very few microorganisms are present in hot water, and at the same some few microorganisms are present in the okay. So next what we saw, useful microorganisms. So useful microorganisms, today only one microorganism only we saw, that is, can you say the name? Very good, lactobacilli. Lactobacilli means that is anaerobic bacteria, rod shaped bacteria. And next one what we saw, how the milk is converted into yogurt. So that process, how it's happening? First step is what? Fermentation. Fermentation is nothing but that is the anaerobic process, and in that process what will happen? Yes, glucose, that means carbohydrate, it is that sugar and yes, starch, it is converted into acid or alcohol. In that process, fermentation process, sugar is converted into acid or alcohol. Okay, so that is the anaerobic process. That also you have to keep in your mind, children. Fermentation is an anaerobic process. So first step is that lactose where it is present in the milk. So that lactose, it is converted into lactic acid. So following this, pH level of that milk also reduce. So that coagulation of proteins, the milk protein is separated from the milk. Okay, so that is what? Yogurt. That means that milk is converted into yogurt with the help of lactobacilli. Okay, and next what we saw? Yes, very good, uses of lactobacilli. What are the uses of lactobacilli? That also we saw. Many milk products are used with the help of or produced with the help of lactobacilli. And next one is that fodder. That leavened fodder, fermented leavened fodder, it is given to domestic animals for their healthy. Okay, and next one what we studied? Yes, probiotic eatables. So that probiotic eatables, nowadays it is we are getting many probiotic eatables from the shop. So what are the uses of that? Yes, that probiotic food eatables contains what? Useful microorganisms like lactobacilli. Because of the microorganisms, it will kill the harmful microorganisms. At the same time, it will increase our immune system also. Understood, children? So this lesson we studied about this all things, and next session I will teach you about that another two useful microorganisms. Can you say the name? Rhizobium and yeast. So I hope you understood, children. Yes, thank you, children. Sai Ram.